Welcome back, Summoners. My name is Nathan Ng, and today we'll be diving into our top high ELO picks. This list is made for Emerald's rank and higher, so these picks may not apply just as effectively for ranks Gold or lower. As always, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel to keep things all up to date with Wild Rift. Before we move on, be sure to join our community Discord and participate in our skin giveaway. We have 24 free skins for some lucky winners, so take part in the raffle before the giveaway ends. And while you're down here, why not just answer our question of the day? Who do you want buffed in patch 2.3? I think Blitzcrank could use some love. I want his grab to actually be impactful when pulling away champions, but with long cooldowns and not enough tankiness to make up for it, he still rests at the D tier for us. The first two champions that we have to recommend for high ELO Wild Rift players are Khazix and Rengar. They release and are both top tier junglers that stomp their opponents. It also helps that they're incredibly fun to play. The two Apex Predators have essentially the same playstyle, marrying one another in kits and abilities, but differing enough to warrant separate champion designs. Because there are no control wards in Wild Rift, these picks are even more powerful. They both heavily excel at bursting down most ADCs and mages with little repercussions, creating an infuriating playstyle and circumstance for the enemy team. The only real downside to this pair is their lack of defensive options. They can still be caught out by large tanks like Braum or Leona, since they can be very susceptible to crowd control lockdown, resulting in a free kill for the enemy team. A fantastic item that works well for the Hunter duo is Duskblade of Drakthar. After being unseen for 1 second, your next attack against an enemy champion deals bonus physical damage while slowing them by 99% for 0.25 seconds. This buff, known as Night Stalker, lasts for 5 seconds, so use it effectively by utilizing bushes with Rengar and timing the ultimates with Khazix. Sneaking in and out of invisibility with this item will help you trap escaping champions and secure kills throughout the game. These burst damage champions work best against squishy champions like Sona or Soraka. If you time your engage effectively, you can abuse bush camping to decimate the enemy squishy before they can even react. Mix this with Electrocute to maximize your burst damage and acquire the kill. With high mobility and tons of burst damage, Khazix and Rengar are a must pick in the week's high ELO picks. For those of you looking for the builds and the runes, be sure to check out our 1-minute shorts on both Khazix and Rengar. Another one of our high ELO picks is Diana, Scorn of the Moon. She might be out of place with the Solari people, but she is welcomed here on the Rift. Diana is a versatile champion which gives her a pick priority that most mid laners and junglers don't have. During champion select, you can choose to run either Conqueror or Electrocute depending on which play or objective that you want to prioritize, choosing to be either a long sustaining damage dealer or fast assassin. This depends on who she's playing against. That is the first advantage of playing Diana. You will find in-game that she is more useful than your typical engage assassin. Unlike other assassin picks that only rely on quick bursts of damage to get in and out of the fight, Diana uses abilities to help her team as a whole. Thanks to the massive utility from her ultimate Moonfall, Diana can pull in champions in a huge range towards her, making their escapes temporarily useless. This gives ample opportunity for a team to close in on the enemy team and land their crowd control abilities for some massive wombo combos. A fight can start with Diana catching out an unsuspecting enemy and end with their entire team aced. This is especially vital when it comes to roaming, since roaming is a huge part of the Moon Girl's play objective. Staying in one lane for too long is a disadvantage to Diana because her kit is designed for her to be moving around and chasing champions. This is made evident with her Crescent Moon Lunar combo, which is essential for dealing damage and keeping on pace with the enemy. This is huge for controlling large sections of the map at one time. Because she can probably solo kill everybody in her way, she can maintain a strong presence and map control. Her wave clear, thanks to her passive, is also incredibly strong, allowing for less risk for her roams. This champion is a safe pick to lock in during champion select, flourishing in the mid game and scaling into a late game monster. She's a top pick for us here at ProGuides and should be utilized while her kit is still explosively strong. If you want to know what other picks are strong, go ahead and check out our high ELO tier list for patch 2.2c. The next burst mage that we recommend keeping an eye on is for Katarina. The Sinister Blade has been plowing through high ELO games at an alarming rate, causing fellow summoners dismay at her dominance. After Galio's nerf a few weeks back, Katarina's presence in the mid lane has caused her to become absolutely busted. Some low HP champions like Ziggs and Jinx can be 100-0'd comboed by Katarina for just entering a bush. And the worst part is that she gets away with it scot-free every single time because her passive resets her third ability, Shun Po. Shun Po is Katarina's main ability because of how often it resets, along with the mobility and damage that this ability grants her. Shun Po resets after takedowns and every single time she picks up or lands her daggers. This gives the assassin at least 3 different dashes per fight or more if the enemy champions die around her. This amount of mobility combined with the damage mid-skirmish gives the bladed assassin numerous damage opportunities in a teamfight when you compare it to her mid lane counterparts. Most champions are able to pull off 4 to 5 abilities in a teamfight, while Katarina's passive, Veracity, helps her pull off 5 to 15 abilities. This allows her to simply outdamage and outmaneuver most threats during a teamfight. Katarina is not only a threat during teamfights, but her roaming makes her dangerous as well. She has the perfect synergy with tanks like Leona. With the enemy lockdown, Katarina is able to pull off her combos effectively and effortlessly. A well-versed Katarina player knows how to stay in the back of the fight until the perfect opportunity arises. The best way to use her kit is to wait for the enemy champion to already be at low health. I'm talking about half health or less, and then engage with your dagger and unleash the full combo. The reason to not dive in at the beginning of every single fight is to take full advantage of her passive. Being able to reset cooldowns instantly is vital, and if Katarina is the first to die in your team fight, your team is basically gonna lose the fight overall. There is no champion kit capable of resetting their abilities as often as Katarina, cementing her as an overwhelmingly strong pick. With champions like Diana and Katarina being able to burst down most of the roster, who should you play against these assassin threats? Our analyst team here at ProGuides have looked at every other champion, and long-range skill shot based champions are the way to go. This is why this week we recommend Ezreal to be added into your rotation of champions. Ezreal is an excellent ADC with fantastic itemization. His main ability is his first ability, Mystic Shot. This skill shot has a generous amount of range and plenty of power. The marksman is still strong at the moment because of how safe he is to play. Being able to hurdle skill shots while under tower or hiding behind your support is what annoys most players when they're fighting him. In the early game, he can build Sapphire Crystal and eventually Tear of the Goddess to start stacking up the mana passive because of the low cooldown of his first ability. This build is highly played at the moment because you need to spam Ezreal's abilities a lot and he has insane mana costs. Almost all of Ezreal's damage is dealt through Mystic Shot, so to maximize his damage, build Sheen items to optimize his build. With Iceborne Gauntlet, Ezreal is able to stay in fights longer and slow enemies at the same time due to its unique passive. However, most of the time, Ezreal is going to be building Triforce for its 200% AD scaling. That is literally twice the damage that you'd get from Iceborne Gauntlet, but you can lose the safety from the AoE slow. Ezreal is one of the safest champions to play in the game, so he doesn't need to start engages because of his range of his skill shots, and he can always use Arcane Shift to reach a safe position. Arcane Shift is the bane of assassins because they'll either have to give up chasing the yellow flare or use their own flash to keep up with Ez. This ability is utilized at its full potential when it's used over a wall. Putting an obstacle between Ezreal and whatever champion is trying to kill him gives him plenty of room to land skill shots and potentially turn the fight around. Being safe at range with Great Escape has put Ezreal on this week's high elo picks. Just as Ezreal is a great skill shot counter to the ever-rising assassin meta, our longtime top-tier pick, Zigg, is another great pick in these trying times. Unlike Ezreal, Zigg is great all by himself. Zigg is great in a solo lane with an explosive wave clear and great turret taking potential. Unlike Diana or Katarina, roaming is not a big part of Zigg's kit. He can idly stay in his own lane the entire game and still bring in great results for the team. His first ability, Bouncing Bomb, is used for every single situation. Clear the wave, Bouncing Bomb. Poke the enemy, Bouncing Bomb. Steal the ADC's kill, Bouncing Bomb. It's the perfect ability for all damaging situations and can even be used to scare junglers hiding in the warded bush. But if you're really serious about blasting enemies away, then look no further than Zigg's ultimate ability, Mega Inferno Bomb. This flamboyant ability brings Zigg's power into the other lanes, without Zigg even having to be there. Mega Inferno Bomb has such a crazy range that he can steal the Baron laner's kill from Scuttle. On top of that, the radius of the single ability is so great that it engulfs the entirety of the Dragon Pit. There is no ability in Wild Rift that comes even close to the size of Zigg's ultimate, making it one of the most satisfying abilities to land in the game. And they say that size doesn't matter. The fact that this ability is so massive makes it easy to land and will hit everybody in a team fight. The last of Zigg's abilities that makes him overpowered is the second ability, Satchel Charge. This is the icing on the cake for Zigg. Not only does he have great wave clear, but he also has the only tower executing ability in the game. This means that Zigg is able to destroy any tower under 20% health. Normally, this bonus would feel fair because mages have a hard time taking out towers in general. However, in Wild Rift specifically, when you take out the third tower, super minions spawn, and they don't stop spawning for the rest of the game. When Riot transferred over Zigg from the League PC to Wild Rift, they should have tried to balance his ability a little bit more carefully, but they didn't. Luckily, you get to play the end result and take advantage of Zigg on the Rift for yourself. Wild Rift is filled with diverse and unique characters, with even more on the way. Riot is always trying to find ways to expand the game's horizons and add new features to the game. This is why you should stay subscribed to ProGuides Wild Rift to stay up to date with these awe-inspiring changes. Anyway, I've been your host, Nathan Ng, and I'll see you guys on the next time. And as always, stay healthy, stay safe, and have a wonderful day. Peace.